Hey guys, welcome back to the Paladin's Alliance. I want to thank you for the overwhelming support you guys showed on the Perfecto video, and I really hope that you continue enjoying this content as much as I love making it. So I wanted to break down FaZe's incredible run at IEM Cologne today and really discuss the key specifics that this team can take going forward into these tournaments and see how they can build upon the already great pieces that they have in front of them. They were written off at this event severely. They were 36th ranked in the world. They had last place after last place finishes, and the Blast Spring Finals weren't necessarily a good run for them either, which is the most recent tournament before they went in here. And I have to say that everything that I saw from this team was very impressive, and I'd love to break down why exactly this happened. So primarily, one of the big reasons is karrigan's ability to create such a diverse map pool. They played all 7 maps of this tournament. They usually permaban Vertigo, but in this case, they even floated it against Spirit and took them down on the brink of elimination, actually. So the fact that they're able to go toe-to-toe on every single map in the map pool is something extremely dangerous, and allows them to play to their strengths in the vetoes, because they have always a leg up on the opponent if they're able to play all 7 maps. On the maps that they did lose, they had a 0% win rate on Nuke and Overpass, but all these games that they're winning or losing, or in this case only losing, were all very tight games. These games are super close throughout, and they're able to still fight against the best teams in the world on these maps. Heroic is a very good nuke team, and they're able to pull out a 16-11 loss. And against Spirit is very capable on this map. Also, Vitality was the other loss that they had here, and those two are very competent teams on this map. And it's great to see that they're able to still push these teams to the brink and be able to have a leg up on teams that potentially might not play this map. Counter-Strike is a group of 5 individuals playing together as a team, and the word individual is still very important in today's terms of Counter-Strike. And you could see it very clearly in the online era, where FaZe was still struggling to capitalize on these clutch rounds because their individuals weren't able to pull them over the line. But that all changed at IEM Cologne, and Twistzz Broky stepped up monumentally at this event. They are the second reason why I think FaZe performed as well as they did. Russell, Twistzz Van Dulken had a good rating of 1.13 and came incredibly clutch at the tail ends of these maps, and was just an absolutely pivotal piece for FaZe to have such a result like this. Broky as well, his op was previously something that was pretty low impact, but now has found so much reliable information and kills for the team that I think that without Broky, this team seriously would not have achieved the type of semi-final placing that they would have. So I wanted to highlight one round from each of these players and really break down their crisp aim and their decision making when they're in these positions. So all the rounds that I've picked here throughout this video all come from the same series against Gambit, because I think that quarterfinal culminates all of the brilliant pieces that FaZe showcased here at IEM Cologne. So the first round here we're gonna take a look at is Twistzz 4K against Gambit on Ancient. I really just want you to take a look at how he micromanages angles and also takes key note of his magazine while he's shooting in this situation. It's really difficult to do it in high pressure situations such as these, but Twistzz manages to do it beautifully. Obviously, Twistzz is the mid anchor in the situation. He's tasked with a very difficult position of cube. He has to keep an eye on mid while also taking care of any A impressions. And you'll see here now he has to take care of an A execute as he hears footsteps that begin to tick faster and faster. And here there's mollies that are going off as well. So now Twistzz has to be engaged, and watch how he just starts by taking note of the importance of his position and how easily this round can just evaporate if he dies in the situation. If the bomb goes down, they now have free cube control because the plant can go down for free, and now the retake is much more difficult for the CTs. So Twistzz very easily micromanages every angle here. Watch what he does. Takes the fight on enters, great fight, but now he's already wasted 10 bullets in this situation, and so he is well aware of that, and now he's going to just micromanage and try to go for those turret headshots that he's known for. Great flick on Nafany, and now here's where the magic happens, the magician at work. With just 10 bullets left in the magazine, he mops up every blast member of Gambit left, and he's secured another round on Ancient. And this really is the pivotal round that spurs Gambit on, or spurs FaZe on to close out the game. They had an abysmal T-side on this map, but Twistzz really ignites FaZe to come back all the way and win, I think 16-13 or 16-14 on this map. So of course the other half of the dynamic duo that FaZe had here at IEM Cologne was Broky, and I'd like to highlight a one round that he had on the first round of overtime against Gambit on Overpass. And one thing that I've loved about Broky's playstyle is that he takes matters into his own hands when playing on this weapon. Sometimes he doesn't find as much impact on the weapon because he likes to play so aggressive with it, but in this round his aggressiveness pays off in dividends and helps hold FaZe Clan on till double OT. They do lose this map, but this round is still something that I think can't be ignored for FaZe's momentum as far as this overtime is concerned. So first of all, he's obviously going to go take long control. He's set up by his team here. It's pretty standard stuff for an Opper on this map. But as you can see, Gambit has set up a long honeypot for them to fall under. Broky, well aware of this, is going to try to run boost. And as he run boosts, he actually stops it and finds a gun barrel, which is really hard to spot in this scenario, and just straight decimates Axile in this situation. A slight mistake, maybe nerves to be in a quarterfinal situation, but still Broky capitalizes on this, even though Shiro is the watchful eye on the other side. So now they have long control, and Gambit is scared. Gambit is worried, and Broky says, okay, well, I will take matters into my own hands. Meanwhile, karrigan and crew are trying to march up A site because they know Shiro was pressured, and Nafany takes advantage. But again, Broky is here, and he will trade. This round is his, and he trades every kill that he possibly can take. Shiro is the only one left in the site, and Broky is well aware of this, and so he doubles back to B. He doesn't want anything to do with playing into Shiro's op, and they head back to B. karrigan already has an aggressive line, and again, Hobbit does take advantage. The trade fragging on Gambit is immaculate, but Broky just does one better. And now, it looks like it's all but done. The round is over. There's 50 seconds left. There's time, but it looks like Hobbit is ready to take out FaZe here in this situation. But Broky and his aim and his game sense is just too good in this round. Broky does set up himself to get the kill on Heaven, but in this situation, as he's planting, he still has a sixth sense to keep track of the wood wall as well. Hobbit decides to show his face, and Broky hits a stunning shot. You can't deny that. There's no doubt about that. And now he's still trained on Heaven. They're gonna say, let's give up Graffiti. Broky hits another blinder, and now Inters is shaking. He has no idea what to do. Broky rotates all the way around. Inters is now assuming that he's in short, and he's just gonna try to take the 1v1 against Twistzz. But again, Broky is there to get the ace, and he puts the first round of overtime on the board for FaZe Clan. Broky is just such a dynamic opper on the T side, and I think it cannot be understated how impactful his op can be when he takes matters into his own hands and he isn't as timid as he is in some other rounds on the T side. But my third reason about FaZe's success at IEM Cologne has to go to Rain. This is someone that was on the chopping block as far as getting a cut from this team after the end of Blast Spring Finals. Honestly, in my consideration, I thought he should have been cut after Spring Finals, because there was a lot of situations on trainings that, for example, I think Launders did a demo on it, where he seems just out of his element, and he just wasn't playing to the sort of consistency that he was showcasing on FaZe for so long in his career. It seems like it had come to its inevitable end. But the things that I've seen from Rain in this position, on LAN is just incredible. Like the way that he plays so confidently now on LAN, it could be intangibles in the situation, but these intangibles are what made him such a superstar on this team, and he needed to be that third star for FaZe to really catapult themselves to the playoffs. And you'll see them in a couple rounds that I have picked out for you here from the Gambit series, where he is just a consistent force that Gambit simply cannot fight against. The stats might not show for themselves here, but I still want to highlight the importance of his positioning in these rounds and the difficulty in which he has to take care of these positions as well. So the 2 rounds that I've picked out here on the Ancient game is when Gambit is on the back foot and the pressure continues to mount after Twistz's incredible 4K spurred on a comeback and will inevitably actually give the map to FaZe's favor. But I want to show you how this comeback was completely finished off by Rain and his M4 in Cave. So he starts off the round by throwing a standard util. He doesn't want any of the T's to get any advanced positioning on Cave, and he's well aware that the T's also throw a standard Cave smoke. So he just wants to get off utility with the nade here and a molly to make sure anything quick doesn't happen. He boxes himself in because he did miss time on the grenade, and spams as he usually does. But at this point, Olaf is the first point of contact, and his smoke allows for Rain to play this position a little bit more malleably, and he's conditioned Gambit in such a way that he can actually fight from pillar into long and try to stifle any B pushes. Hobbit loves to play that position where he's pushed up all the way on long, and Rain punishes him for that, and now he gets another kill to really stifle this push out, and he drops the bomb, which is insane. So Olaf gets another kill and basically just pushes over now, and Rain is still aware that Nafany, a person who loves to play around smokes and cause some indecision on the other team, and Rain just plays with his own smoke and goes back into Cave because he's well aware that Nafany will be up to something. And this kill basically secures the round. Obviously, karrigan is on the flank as well from mid, and it's inevitable. Rain really single-handedly wins this round for FaZe. So Rain and FaZe Clan have finally come all the way back from almost a 10-1 deficit and now lead 14-13 against Gambit. So this is the final bye and really puts away the game for FaZe on Ancient. And I want to highlight Rain and how he plays Cave on this map, and how he shows different reflections of how he plays the position. In this round necessarily, he doesn't get too many kills, but what's really important is how he enables all of his teammates to frag out and completely close out this B push. So off the bat, karrigan has already decided to do a 3 gamble stack on B this round because he's aware that there could be something that Gambit wants to do in this round where they've shut down multiple A plays, so they want to gamble on B this time. So Rain is well aware that this time Gambit has not smoked Cave off like they usually do. So he's switched up his angle. Instead of playing the more passive left side angle, he's playing the right side angle so we can catch any T's off guard. So Nafany throws this molly for that very reason, and wants to take Cave for himself. And Rain is just there to show his extreme first bullet expertise, and Shiro cannot trade, and he smokes himself off because he's well aware that the trade could be coming in, and he backs out. Now, one of the prongs of this B assault that they wanted to do is just completely nullified, and Gambit is kind of in dire straits at this point because they have a man disadvantage, right? So Rain is well aware of this, and he doesn't want to give away the man advantage, so he just plays very passive in Cave and makes sure that extremity is cut off, and that the other 2 players can just worry about long. They smoke long off, and now B is just locked down permanently. So Gambit, at a last-ditch effort, try to go to B here. They'll go through the smokes that they've deployed, and meanwhile karrigan, he's coming through mid, and he does get 1 kill. And Rain remains the insurance policy here. Rain gets all this info. karrigan is just a nuisance in their side, and Rain now confirms that everybody is long. And once they're aware of that, Twistzz goes huge, and now Broky will close the round. And that's match point, and eventually the game for FaZe Clan. So karrigan's playground always has been on Inferno, and in the third map of the series, he ran and called circles around Gambit, and you'll see in these 2 rounds that I've picked out here on this map. So at the start of this round, karrigan and his team tries to go for a standard banana take. Obviously you see Twistzz and Broky have utility their way, and Nafany decides to play a little aggressive, and this is where FaZe is aware of that, and karrigan is really trying to get rid of Nafany on this angle. So once he does that, this is where karrigan's brilliance really goes to work, his mid rounds. So at this point in the round, Gambit really is worried that FaZe is going to commit straight off this, and Inters has to respect that, and he rotates around here. So as he is running around, this entire time, Olaf has gotten very aggressive into apps, and he has all of apps basically to himself. He has boiler, he has apps, he's cleared it all on his own, while the rest of the team is worried about banana, and Gambit has fallen hook, line, and sinker for this. And now it's only 2 people on the A site, and Olaf is aware of this, and he tries to play a little bit more proactively. He waits for his teammate. Rain comes here with him, I think. Yeah, Rain here, and Olaf Meister just mollies and immediately takes the fight, and Rain is there for that instant trade. And then the Moto Smoke just completely nullifies Shiro, and the bomb goes down. 3v3 always will favor the post plant, and obviously they'll take over this round very easily. So the way they just manipulate the rotations of Gambit, and the way karrigan just mid-rounds throughout the series is so impressive, and it really is showcased here on Inferno. So this last round I want to highlight from karrigan's gameplay is how decisive he's able to call these rounds, and how easily he's able to play with Gambit just with the flick of his wrist, really. So what I'd like you to see in this is a little bit more of a set round, where they immediately try to feign some banana pressure, where Twistzz throws a little bit of utility just to make sure that in brackets they don't play as aggressive, and instead they should contest for banana. So while this happens, Olaf, keep in mind, Olaf is assigned to apps, and will again realize that they are giving apps to him for free, and he takes all of that real estate, and he moves all the way up to the balcony position. So now the rest of FaZe is going to very decisively split onto the A bomb site. So quick flashes up onto brackets, and now the immediate smokes plume and arch, and on the moto side, or sorry, the library side of the A bomb site, and this is going to be a very decisive pincer. Rain is going to come from lane on his own. Olaf already has full apps control and will molly off pit here, so Inters is completely screwed. And finally, this long or arch pincer is going to overwhelm Shiro, and Axile has no idea what to do, and all he has to do is play passive and hope that he gets a multi-kill later in the round. And watch how this just beautifully is orchestrated by karrigan. Twistzz runs up, Shiro obviously misses his first shot, and Twistzz punishes it. And Inters is completely molly out of position, and Twistzz just decimates Axile. And the round is just over. Gambit's money is broken. FaZe win this half, and they go on to completely shock and upset Gambit out of IEM Cologne in this quarterfinals. So again, to summarize, I'd like to go over the top 4 reasons as to why FaZe succeeded so well at IEM Cologne and ended up with the semifinal finish here. So the first being their surprisingly deep map pool. They were able to play all 7 maps across the tournament, and put up a good fight on all 7 of these maps. The second reason is the reignition of Twistzz and Broky in this tournament. They had an exceptional tournament through and through, and they were able to really pull over the line as far as the individual skill of this team goes, and were a pivotal piece for FaZe's success. The third reason is the return of Rain at IEM Cologne. Perhaps the intangibles were playing into a factor that he's now back on LAN, but the confidence and poise that he showed in very difficult positions across all 3 maps in the Gambit series especially, he is a very, very important reason as to why FaZe was able to succeed here. And lastly, karrigan's improved calling, again, could be intangibles that he's now on LAN, but it really came to the forefront, especially on Inferno, where he was able to call circles around the supposedly best IGLs in the world like Nafany, and it really, really proved to be quite a boon for one of the greatest IGLs of all time. But I have to say, as far as consistency and sustainability goes, the one thing that FaZe really has to work on are their abysmal T-sides here. So, against Spirit, they're only able to amass 4 rounds on overpass on the T side, which is something that really just can't be sustainable in the long run. They did do very well in Inferno. This seems to be the outlier as far as all the maps FaZe played at this tournament go. And on Vertigo, they did amass 7 rounds, which is still impressive, especially since it was their permaban for much of this tournament. Against Vitality, they were only able to manage 5 rounds of winning, and they had to have an 11-1 comeback on Mirage. And then on Dust 2 as well, they had to pull back a deficit and win 16-14 with only 5 T rounds. So you can kind of see where I'm going with this. Even on Ancient here, they had to have a comeback. On Nuke, they were only able to put up 3 T rounds. On Mirage, they only put up 5. You can kind of see where I'm going with this. If these CT sides get figured out, if the gamble stacks get figured out, this FaZe team can also fall apart very quickly, and these comebacks can get squashed almost immediately. So I'd like to say that the ideal scenario is that FaZe can keep these monumental CT sides, but also convert these T-side rounds. They're able to get man advantages in a lot of scenarios, but for some reason they're not able to capitalize on 5v4s, and it's hurting them in the long run when they have to have labored comebacks on the CT side. So all in all, I will say that FaZe had an incredible performance at IEM Cologne, but we should still keep an eye out as to how they perform on the T side later down at EPL Season 14 in August. So again, if you like this type of content, don't forget to subscribe and like this video, and I will most likely come back next week with more videos to come. So stay tuned.